Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So I'm going to pull two cards, card one or card two. You go ahead and pick. And this is going to kind of be like a mini reading for you guys. Card number 28 for those who chose one. Fourth house, roots. Oh, this is like my most favoriteest poem of all time. I love you as certain dark things are to be loved in secret between the shadow and the soul. Oh, Mr. Neruda, stop. Your question may somehow be rooted in the past. The fourth house is ruled by the moon and governs the feelings, all the ways we are touchy and emotional, dreams and our soul yearnings. It signifies the home, family, and the earliest phase of childhood, even to the time shortly before birth when we are still in the womb. It is the babe within the womb. It is the cover uh, that protects us from the world. This house represents nurturing, giving nourishment and safety. It symbolizes mothering and motherhood, and also the father who's able to mother and nurture his offspring. The fourth house shows the beginning of the family and holds the memories of our ancestors. It represents the putting down of roots and the foundation of everything in our lives, our heritage, and tribal affiliations. And the fourth house, the self, is centered and grounded, but also likes to hide away. As well as caretaking, it also represents hidden treasures and a place to retreat. I think for some of us, we're needing a place to retreat, those who chose one. I wonder if that's how you're feeling. You kind of just need a safe space to retreat to right now, and you're feeling some type of way. Admitting that to yourself is okay. It's not a failure. I don't even believe in failure, to be honest, unless I'm wanting to be mean to someone. I just don't want to mislead you guys. The only time I'll start, like really digging into failure when I'm addressing someone is when I have intentions to hurt your feelings. Like you did something extreme, 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 and I'm livid with you, and I'm gonna make you feel like you failed. I don't think I've done that in so many years. So many years. I think the last time I did that um was when I got into it with a toxic relative, like, several years ago. Maybe, like, 4 years ago. I got into it with a toxic relative, and I sharpened my motherfucking talons, my harpy eagle talons, and just into the heart. "You fucking narcissist." Shit. Ya failed fucking with me. Yeah, no. Mhm. Don't fucking piss off a highly, highly intuitive empath who knows exactly where you'll bleed the most. Don't do it. Don't do it. Especially if they're consistently trying to be kind and patient and nice. Don't do it or do it. Maybe you need to learn. I don't know. Anyways, I don't believe in failure. I don't. These moments and experiences that society and others try and convince us is some type of failure, you don't cherish those moments. Those are moments you're ashamed of. Those are moments you don't even want to revisit or acknowledge that you lived through because it's a failure, right? It's so embarrassing. Oh my God. You know what those failures are? Some of the most powerful moments in your life. Well, you were learning the most powerful lessons that were shifting and moving you back onto the proper path. Those are not failures. Those are powerful learning opportunities. Those are powerful intentional redirections from soul. But I mean, you want to listen to someone else who has no idea what they're talking about? Okay, they're telling you it's a failure. If you want to believe it's a failure, I can't stop you. But every time I've experienced a failure, when I look at it with the emotions removed, because Capricorn moon, Capricorn Venus, I could absolutely shut off emotions. Um, I'm like, "Oh, that's a fucking badass moment to learn." Like, holy shit, that's powerful. That's powerful. Oh my God. People ask me, I mean, how did you get to the point of awareness that you're at? Like, how come you think in such a profound way? I don't think I think profound, to be honest, but I'm not gonna correct you. People ask me this, like they've literally used these words and they've asked me this, and I'm kind of just like, the truthful answer, because I've had so many situations, instances where I fucked up. But see, it's not a fuck up. If I can sit and observe causation, effect, observe the expanding awareness that's happening, because now I'm learning more about myself, my environment, potentialities, and this and that. And that's why my brain functions the way it does. That's why I think the way I do, because I've had all of these situations where I can take an accounting, I can audit myself and recognize, oh, it was this decision of mine that led to this. And I was actually shown three options, but I thought this was the only option. But like, oh my God, I'm not doing that again. I'm not doing that again. Hell no, I'm not going to repeat that. And no, I don't need to do things three times to learn it. I'm at a point where first time, yep, got it. Never forgetting, got it. Don't worry, I won't do that again. I won't choose that again. Right? I won't. I'm sure they're a nice person, but yep, you checked off all those marks. Okay, yeah, that's a repeat of this. I'm good. I'm good. So let's see. There's both gentleness and emotional rawness in the fourth house. When this card shows up in a reading, home and family issues may have something to do with your query. And as it represents your current environment, family members and where you live, real estate and land might also figure in, as in putting down roots or buying or selling a home. This card can be the predictor of a birth or new members in the family, a pregnancy, and can sometimes mean care for the elderly, including nursing homes and hospital stays. This card can also indicate the presence of angels and being directed by heavenly means. Events or appearances of persons from your faraway childhood may suddenly be relevant again. Be careful about that. Like people from your faraway past suddenly popping back up. Be careful. Make sure they're genuine and that, your history doesn't involve them taking advantage of you, because if they are, this is your soul making sure you've learned not to let them in, not to let them in. Okay. That includes past lives. Some people make this very audacious mistake of thinking they are exempt from consequences of their actions because they've shared some type of past life with me. Like, are you fucking kidding me right now? You think I need to give you the entitlement to be able to act however you want to act because we have a past life history? I don't think so. I don't think so. No. You guys have to know when someone is toxic and respond appropriately. You don't have to necessarily yell at them or cuss them out or even address it. You just need to make sure you don't give access. You don't allow any of that toxicity to enter into your life. Okay. So you may connect with someone and pick up again just where you started, even if it's been years since you've seen your friend. Memories of past lives may surface, transforming areas of your present life. Um, ooh. So depending on what's happening in your life right now, the results may be uplifting and perfect or shattering to the core. You're going to be able to decide which one it's going to be for you. And I don't mean that you're going to decide how it's going to end up. I mean, based on what you decide in regards to how you view the circumstance you're in, that is what's going to determine how you experience the circumstance you're experiencing. I know that sounds all like existential and nonsensical. I'll give you an example. I was put in a situation that was extreme in nature in order for me to learn something extreme about myself. And once I learned this, I would be put on my proper place for that period in my journey and begin living a small portion of my destined path. What time was that? What period of my life? When I was homeless. So did I see that period as something negative? You guys have heard me talk about that period quite a few times already. I maintain that was the most beautiful period of my life. It was such a beautiful, peaceful experience with my husband and my children. Yeah, it fucking sucked because it was inconvenient, but it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. Like I cherish that period. And because that's how I saw it, it reverberated my decision to see it as simply a process. It's not anything bad. We are not stuck here. We have not failed. This is a series of like really weird ass events that led us to being stuck here for a little bit. It's no biggie. We're not going to be stuck here forever. This is a thing where once I learn what I need to learn, and I'm not going to rush this, we will be out of this. We'll be out of this circumstance. Right. And that's exactly what happened. And because I was able to see it in that way, and as the matriarch of my family, that programmed the entire environment. So my family didn't see it that way either. So what happened? That was years ago. A couple of weeks ago, maybe like a week or two ago, there was a major blackout. Whole area that I live in, complete darkness. Were my kids scared? Not at all. As a matter of fact, it was really fucking weird because it was almost like their energy was lightened and they seemed amused and were joking around with each other. And I was expecting them to be scared. Like no one was scared at all. We got out the glow sticks because we always have glow sticks in the house. I have so many kids, and every birthday we have like glow in the dark stuff happening. Not even joking. I think for the next birthday that's coming up, I'm going to suggest we play hide and seek with glow sticks again. Complete darkness, hide and seek. Haven't played that in a couple years. But anyways, um, yeah, we had glow sticks. I gave it to them and then they had fun. And one of them makes a comment of, it reminds me of the fun times we had in the RV. Like my heart, my heart. Yeah. Mm, they love that period too. What family do you know that abruptly becomes homeless, literally fucking living in a parking lot for several months? No AC, no generator, no running water, no stove, no refrigeration, nothing. And everyone sees that period as like such a beautiful, cherished period of our life. How you choose to see what you're going through is going to determine exactly the way you go through it. You're still going to go through it no matter what. You're going to go through it no matter what. I don't know what you're going to go through, but you're still going to go through it no matter what. If you choose to be bitter, you're going to have one hell of an experience in a negative way. The choice is yours, though. The choice is definitely yours. Okay. Not everyone has the stamina and the stubbornness, because I'm stubborn as fuck. Not everyone has the stamina and the stubbornness to be able to maintain that positive outlook. Okay. And it wasn't me fooling myself. It was me sometimes having nights where I get frustrated and I would cry silently to myself. There was a lot of challenging moments. I never allowed it to break me. Because why? Because I was aware this is a process to teach me something. This is a process to teach me something. That is all it is. If I stay focused and learn what needs to be learned, this will finish a lot faster. And I don't want to drag this out. Okay. So keep that in mind. Um, these memories will change you in the way you view your life. Look for reunions and reconnections with persons from your past, such as grammar school days or even relatives you don't know very well or had long forgotten. You may dig up some fascinating news about your family or ancestry. Inheritances may figure in, where you receive something that's been passed down to you. However, the home is a primary meaning behind this card. So, buying or selling a house, adding on to a house, selling real estate, and managing properties, as well as creating a secure home base, all relate to your question. As a fourth house is also the house of dreams, imagining and relying upon magic could feature. Ooh, you can make your dreams come true during this window. You know, I don't like to talk woo woo. I'm being literal. I am too motherfucking autistic. I am, though. Like, literally. I'm clinically autistic, in case you guys don't know. That's why I'm so blunt. Michael goes, "That's why you're so blunt." It is. It is why. Yeah, no, I have Asperger's, and it's to the degree enough that I'm literal in what I say. Like, I'm literal. I'm very literal. This is a window of opportunity where you literally can make major power plays in your life, financially, romantically, power plays as in pushing forward, allowing yourself to retrieve more of your sovereignty, more of your power, these potentialities that can really give you the opportunity to launch a business if that's your dream, right? Just be aware, like, you know, sometimes your dream can happen, but you need to be savvy in the way you make it happen. You know, with the economy and everything, if you're going to launch a business, you can still launch a business, but how are you going to do it? If it's going to be brick and mortar and what you're selling is going to be something that is um, like a very high ticket item, you know, like I don't know, bougie clothing line, right? Ooh, that's a lot of seed money you need. You can deplete all your stuff. How about you first try, launching only a virtual storefront. So there's a minimal overhead cost every month, you know? So it's like that where you have to gauge the environment you're entering into in order to get a very powerful understanding of how to powerfully take the first steps, right? I started my business. I've been in business for 7 years at this point with this specific company. I started in a parking lot. I started it while homeless. Yep. Started it while homeless and didn't really think it would go anywhere. And I am now running this business with my husband. This is all we do, this business. He doesn't go and leave for work anymore. Um, he just, I keep his ass busy all day. I do. I keep him busy all day. As a matter of fact, he's busy right now. Did I need a huge overhead cost? I mean, we were stuck in a parking lot. I didn't have the luxury of that. I started my business with a $30 commitment every month for a prepaid cell phone. Don't unnecessarily deplete your resources. Be smart in how you make your dreams come to fruition. Be very savvy in that. If, you know what, here, if you want to be able to do similar to what I did, um, I have no business, I no business classes, no none of that. What I did was strictly receive and listen to the guidance of soul. What I have is a soul-based business. Soul always guides me into the next part. It tells me what to do next, when to do it. You want me to help you do that for yourself? Soul based business mentorship. That right there. This is where you and I sit down, you present me your ideas, you don't know which direction you're going. And based on what you share with me, your soul will tell me exactly which one, when to do it, like what direction it's trying to give you, and you can't receive it. I'll communicate that to you. I did this for someone who's a dear friend of mine. I did this for them. And at the time, they were unemployed. They, I believe, were new to an industry and they were basically living off of their credit cards. It was just like one hell of a limb they went out on. And I was like, do it, do it, do it. And then COVID hit and they're like, I should just go back home because they went to a complete different country to make this dream come true. They didn't do it in their country, they went to a foreign country. And long story short, um, with what Soul told me to share with them when we were conversing, um, after a few months, they were featured in Forbes, CNN, Fox, MSNBC, all the major outlets. They were featured. All I did was give them the information. They had to do all the work. They had to apply what I told them their soul was encouraging them to do. It can happen. I'm not unique in that way. You just need to understand that sometimes things are going to happen in such a way that does not make sense to you, but it's meant to happen in that way. It's meant to happen in that way. Okay? Like I think, did I share it with you guys or did I share it on TikTok? Um because I earned my certification for personal training. um I then was like, I'm just going to use that certification as a way to integrate further information into my academy, my course content. And then Soul was telling me I need to launch another company, which I was dragging my feet. And then on Sunday, I was like, oh, it'd be so cool if my formation date was 7/7 because numbers. It's a Sunday. In order to form a limited liability corporation or company, um, the state has to be open because it has to be filed with the state. Well, I use a law firm for all my business needs. And I went ahead and I initiated it online in the middle of me rushing on Sunday. And then by the evening time before the fire ceremony began, I was like, well, that fucking sucks because it's like they're not open on Sunday. So I'm going to have whatever freaking date. That sucks, I guess. So then maybe I misunderstood. Maybe I'm not supposed to do anything with this business. I'm just, whatever. I trust it. Whatever I already paid, I trust it. And then on Monday, I get a slew of emails from the law firm and they had already formed it. And I was like, oh, that's so fucking fast. Um, that was so fucking fast. And when I looked at the formation documents, the articles of formation, um, the formation date stamped by the state, 7/7. I'm like, what the fuck? The state officially formed my company on a Sunday? It was badass, right? And I was like, okay, well, it's probably going to sit for a few months. I'm not going to do anything with it. That was on Monday. On Tuesday, because of a series of events, I went ahead and I trained my first client. And I now have an actual personal trainer app because that's just how fucking shit goes in my life. I have a personal trainer app where I can give you instruction and I could record videos and customize your entire fucking plan virtually. Yep. And I'm not just training people on how to get the body of their dreams. My training is about actually strengthening and stabilizing your joints and affecting your muscles in such a way that trauma is not held there. I don't do things for aesthetics. Ever. Ever. I don't do things for aesthetics. So, it's so exciting. I have to go ahead and invite you, and it has to be a whole like it's a whole thing. So I'm gonna take some time and create an actual different types of programs that you guys can be part of, and they're not indefinite programs. So it could be like a 4-week boot camp just to regain whatever, um, help you process traumas, release things. Like, ooh, I'm so excited. I'm like, maybe I'll just do personal training instead of this fucking demon shit because I'm fucking sick of demons. I'm so sick of them. My God. But I know. I was asking my besties, and one of them goes, "Is that even allowed?" I was like, "Maybe if I get possessed, lol." And they didn't laugh. They were like, "Yeah, don't even joke." Yeah. So, anyways, um, your dreams could feature after all the fourth house is lorded over by Lady Moon, mistress of magic and the unseen world. It's now time to use your imagination and make things happen. What you think now is what will be. As long as you don't worry and fixate, your magical intentions will grow organically, just like a silvery plant under the sacred moon. You guys, this is so powerful. I'm going to just reread it, okay? 'Cause it's so powerful. It's now time to use your imagination and make things happen. What you think now is what will be. Was this not what I was saying to you guys earlier? Remember? However you choose to see what's happening and feel about it, that's how you're going to program what's happening, okay? As long as you don't worry and fixate, your magical intentions will grow organically, just like a silvery plant under the sacred moon. Woo! Love it. Whatever is being asked about may occur around the time of the full moon. So I don't know when that is because I don't track any of that. But you just go Google that. Google it real quick and then and see what your soul's telling you. Okay. All right. Those who chose two, you got card number 4, Venus, love. Love is my religion, and I could die for that. Relax, Mr. John Keats. Relax. The Venus card says to let love take care of it for now. Loving the self, that needs to be your focus. For those who chose the second card, let love take care of things for now, meaning let yourself love yourself. The problems, they still gonna be there. Let's face it. For those who are receiving this type of advice or message from soul, you currently don't have the stamina or the capacity to love yourself for a prolonged period. You can do it for short bouts, and then you go right back to the same patterns of disregarding yourself and your needs. So don't worry about, like, I can't stay there forever. Boo. I don't even know if you can maintain it for 5 minutes. Just let yourself have the 5 freaking minutes. If you're like, but I'm so busy. Okay, guess what? Go sit on the toilet. Go sit on the toilet, and that's your time for self love. 5 minutes. Just go sit there 5 minutes. That's it. That's it. You got time to sit there for 5 minutes. Okay. Just 5 minutes. Venus is the morning star and the brightest of the planets. It's a planet of beauty and balance and is named after the goddess of love and romance, which is what the planet rules. Um, in reality, the part of the astrological chart Venus rules is where we want the good life, where we desire ease and comfort, sweets and kisses, where we want to see beautiful, be beautiful, and smell beautiful. Excuse me. Venus co-rules the signs of Libra and Taurus, but the energies function differently in these signs. In Libra, Venus works best in the fields of beauty, social balance, and romantic love, while in Taurus, Venus stands for creature comforts and accumulating fineries. Um, in both signs, Venus is very partner oriented. So, this is about you potentially needing one other person outside of you to partner up with. Someone who can maybe hold you accountable for not taking time for yourself. Or maybe you already have that person and they've been trying to get you to recognize that you haven't been doing it and you're not listening. Mhm. 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 Your soul's your soul is calling you out, snitching you out, not even scared of the stitches and ditches, okay, for being a snitch. It's snitching you out. There is a great need to unite with another when the Venus card presents itself. See what I'm saying? Your soul is absolutely snitching you out. You think you're like, I don't, you know, I don't want anyone else to be stressed out. This is my problem. This is my issue. And people don't need to be stressed about me. And okay, you can lie to yourself all you want. You can. You can. But that's not what your soul is asking you to do. Your soul has been instructing you to allow the help that is necessary to reach you. So you let it happen. Let the people who have the capacity to help you with no strings attached, all right, no toxic ulterior motives, let them help you, please. Let them do what needs to be done. And sometimes that's just someone knowing that you're going through something and being able to be like, you know what? Everything's going to be okay. Right? Sometimes that's all we really need. Someone to tell us like, "Oh, you know what? That's messed up. What you're going through is messed up. I'm sorry you're going through that. I'm sorry that you're hurting right now. You didn't deserve that." Right? There's a great need to unite with another when the Venus card presents itself. This can bring on codependency and fears of going it alone. Both Libra and Taurus are signs best supported in some form of partnership, but it does not necessarily have to be romantic or a marriage. Venus is the lesser Neptune. Love, romance, and art are her domains, yet she doesn't get lost in them and lose her practical side. So, this is about making sure that you continue to remain practical, as well as giving yourself the opportunity to what? To really allow yourself to receive the type of reminder that you need right now. I think for some of us, we need a reminder of something, a reminder that there's someone that's looking out for us, that there is someone who is um, rooting for us, that there's a person who is aware that we are hurting and they care. You know, oftentimes our needs are not as complex as, it's not as complex as we make it out to be. Oftentimes, our needs can be something so simple as to, I don't know, just be reminded that you matter, right? To just be reminded, to feel it. Venus is a planet of fashion, luxuries, balance, symmetry, artistic ability, and sugary foods. And she prefers to overlook the ugliness of the world. I'm wondering if if for some of us, a lot of what's happening is that we're getting far too focused on the ugly. Okay, the ugly exists. It exists. We're not going to get around that, but we don't have to be focused on it. We don't have to be so focused on how ugly things are. Whatever you focus on is pretty much everything you're going to be most aware of. I don't know if that makes sense. So, what do we need to do? We need to make it a point to be aware of the beauty in life. We need to make it a point to be aware of how amazing certain aspects of our existence is. We need to allow ourselves to take a moment to really just think about the quality people that we have in our life. Sometimes I have to pause and just be like, man, I have amazing friends. I don't have very many friends, but I have amazing ones. The very, very few people that I consider a friend, they're amazing. They're amazing and they really get me through a lot of just things that I don't want to talk about. I don't want to see. I don't want to I'm just like, no, I'm good. I'm good off those things. I have an awareness, and that's all I need, an awareness. And when I need to take action, I take action. I don't need to hyperfixate on things. I have the capacity to hyperfixate tremendously. Will I simply continue to hyperfixate? No, no, not anymore. Not anymore. Why? Because I don't deserve to keep punishing myself for things I cannot change. And if what you're punishing yourself for is the fact that you can't change yourself to be a caricature, a character that you are trying so hard to play because someone in your life has convinced you you are not good enough unless you are playing this character. Um, I mean, maybe what needs to be changed is the desire to be someone outside of who you are. Buying objects that are beautiful, unnecessary, or excessive may come into play when this card is drawn. So, this is about buying into other people's storylines, I think. Buying into other people's storylines, buying into other people's dramas, buying into other people's toxicity. I think maybe for some with the parasitic aspect of the energies as of late, um, if you allow, okay, say for example, you have unresolved people pleasing tendencies, right? And then you allow someone who has some pretty elevated toxicity to now have such an influence on you that their behaviors are being adopted by you. Is that a good thing? Is I mean, um I don't know that that's a good thing. I don't know that what I've seen recently, I've seen something like this happen, it just popped in my head. There was this one person who got affected by toxic internalized behavioral patterns and mindset of another person. And then guess what? Both are now very heavily affected, very heavily affected. And you could say all you want, like, but that, no, it was just, it's because of them. Oh, no, boo. No, uh-uh, uh-uh. Your actions are yours. And if you allow someone else to influence your actions, you still have to own them. Even if someone influenced you, they are still your actions. So be mindful, be very, very mindful during this period. Um, be careful of wasting funds on items just because you want them. You may feel compelled to buy something beyond your budget because you think it's beautiful while you really don't need it. On the other hand, you may be attracting these very things on your own. It's not all negative. It's not all negative. Venus also rules money, especially money shared in a partnership or marriage, but this can be a business enterprise as well. Money worries should find resolution. Art, hair salons, restaurants, movies, concerts, dance recitals, craft shows, cosmetics, and fashion may figure in. You may be dealing with artists or people who work in the arts. You may discover a more creative and artistic side to yourself. Venus is the most humane and fair of the planets. So you may be asked or feel compelled to settle a dispute. Things that are far too out of hand. And they've gotten out of hand because you don't want to give, they don't want to give, but you love them and you know they love you. I think you might need to be the person um, to initiate the conversation that brings to light that it's nonsensical and it just needs to stop from both simultaneously, that you both need to stop because it's not worth losing each other. I think that is a message for some. Let's see. More than this card indicates either a new love coming into your life, hopefully love for self beyond or before all loves, or the improvement or a new start for an older love relationship. So when the Venus card presents itself in a reading, the first thing to focus on is romance and love, but after that, creativity and refinement. You can be assured you are found very attractive at the present time. Okay, y'all. You guys are attractive and maybe the subject of some advances. If so, romance becomes playful, even childlike. It's time for full heart blessings. Oh, I love that. It is time for full heart blessings. If a relationship begins, it will have more of a sense of contentment and happiness to it. Um, Venus is a planet of charmers. So you may want to pour on the charm in a situation. There is a tendency to become more socially engaging. At this time, people will generally be sweeter, more helpful, and amenable. It's a good period to smooth ruffled feathers or make peace with others. Using diplomacy will serve you momentously at this time. So, Venus is a planet of charmers. I suddenly get this sense that for some of you, that line sticks out to me because it's time for you to charm yourself or charm, use yourself to charm someone into supporting your business efforts. I think for some of you, whatever business plans you're having or dreaming about, this is something where it can pan out beautifully. It can seriously pan out beautifully and you need all the help you can get. I'm not talking about charm people to take advantage of them. I'm talking about really presenting things in the appropriate way so they can decide for themselves whether or not they're in alignment in their vision of what this is. So, this window that opened on the 7-7 portal and it's going to close after the 8-8 portal. This window, it doesn't mean you have to officially start something right now. For example, part of what you're setting your intention on for this window is to start your own business, right? You have an idea. Does that mean you have to open the storefront within this month? Absolutely not. That's insane. That's insane. Does that mean you have to take from your rent in order to be able to get the inventory? So now you're at risk of not having rent. Absolutely not. That's also insane. Don't do that. Don't do that off of a reading. Don't endanger your safety, okay? Your stability. Don't do that. All you need to do is really commit, like make a decision like, "You know what? I'm making this happen. It might take me a few months, but I'm making this happen." I think that's all you need. And to continue to apply whatever information your soul is telling you to apply, right? So, one of the ways this can play out, um, I don't have an example. um, Michael, do you have an example? What's a way this can play out? Oh, that's actually a really good example. So, the soul based business workshop, oh, no, I'm not doing a workshop. He goes, maybe you should, or maybe not, because you keep me so busy. I don't know. I have no plans to do a workshop right now. I guess that might change over the next couple of weeks. Anyways, the soul based business mentorship. Um, yeah, no, my schedule is completely packed. You set the intention, you go ahead and you book that session. You won't have it until well after that window is closed. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You've already set that intention. You've already anchored that. If that's a seed that you planted in the ground and you watered it, it's only a matter of time before that erupts from the ground and you begin to see the evidence of the growth that's been taking place as it's been buried, right? Um, can you just take steps towards planning the business if you aren't yet financially prepared to start it? Absolutely. Like if you want to start an herb business, buy some seed. Yes, that's the exact thing. Yes. Mhm. Buy some seeds. Or even better, life hack. You don't have to buy the seeds. Look how you can get free seeds. Libraries, you go to your local library, they typically have a seed bank there. Ask them if they have free seeds for you. You just need a library card. Even better. Um, Sometimes in some places, the food pantries, the soup kitchens, they have seeds that they give out. If you qualify for EBT and you have EBT benefits, you can use the EBT unless they've changed it. I don't know. Um, as far as I knew back then, you could use EBT to purchase seeds, and you just have to grow it. Mhm. Even better, when you go ahead and say you have carrots for dinner, right? You cut the top off and you usually just throw it away. No, save that. If you cut about this much from the top, and you just keep that in a plate of water, it starts to grow. You might not grow another carrot, but you go ahead and you grow that to the point where it produces flowers, which serve as the holder of the seeds. Now you have seeds for the next season when hopefully you'll be ready to start planting and doing whatever it is you want to do. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can get around whatever hangups and struggles you might have right now. There's so many different ways. So many. So many. You just have to get creative. Allow yourself to get to a place where you will not accept no for an answer. I've grown so many different foods doing that. So many different foods doing that. And I'm also aware that some food banks, they do have seeds. You just ask. It doesn't hurt to ask. Libraries, I know for sure they give seeds. It's completely free. You just need a library card and you don't need to pay for a library card either. That's free. Money, for the most part, it's not the end all be all defining factor to prevent you from living your dream. It's not. It's about your belief in what you can accomplish. If you believe you will fail, you absolutely will. You are that powerful. If you believe you will succeed, you absolutely will. You are that powerful. And it's not even how bad do you want it? It's how unwilling are you to believe that you don't deserve it? I'm unwilling to believe that at this point. In everything I do, I am unwilling to believe that I don't deserve what I am working my fucking ass for. Hell no. I deserve it. Why? Because you're entitled? No, because I'm earning it. I deserve that. I'm doing everything I need to do to earn what I'm trying to earn. If you could see things in that way, this period is so freaking powerful. You're about to enter, if not already in, your Phoenix moment. You're about to rise from the ash. You're about to make certain things happen. Allow the shifting, allow yourself to receive. And I think you'll be very pleasantly pleased to see how this plays out for the rest of the year. Things are not going to happen as though it's some flash in the pan. Yeah, that's not what this reading is about. Like, oh, you're going to suddenly win lotto. Like Emmie said in the live stream, my dreams are going to come true. So I have to spend all of my free money on buying lotto tickets because she said it. Okay, stop. Don't involve me in whatever fuckery you're doing. Stop. That's not what I'm saying. That is not what I'm saying. Okay? I'm talking about whatever you're putting your mind and committing yourself to working on from this point forward, it's being allowed to happen. It's being allowed to happen. So let it. Let it. Allow yourself to be shifted, allow yourself to be changed, allow yourself to be moved from one place to another by soul because, maybe the place you're at right now, whether internally or emotionally, whatever it is, the place you're at right now, um, it might not be aligned with what you're actually trying and deserving of receiving. And maybe that's why you need to be moved from there, right? So do what needs to be done, give yourself permission. And just because it needs to be done doesn't mean it will be easy. Just because it is instruction from soul does not mean you will not cry. If you need to cry, cry. Take some time and cry, process, and then keep going. Keep going. Okay. Don't allow yourself to revert back to old cycles, old places, old environments, old connections that you already know is toxic. Don't do it. I think for quite a few people, this is what I'm seeing. You're being bamboozled, not by people necessarily, but by the guilt that lives inside you. You are being bamboozled to consciously choose to revert back to the same um, internal and external spaces, environments that don't allow you to grow and continue healing. That's a choice. It's a choice. So don't do it. Okay.